Hey guys, welcome. Dr. Parkes here.
And Jaz.
So today we're going to talk to you about the Natural Solutions Kit from doTERRA. This is an enrollment kit. So if you're just starting off with doTERRA and you know you want the best, this is no questions asked. This is the best kit that you can start off with.
I actually started with this kit, and if you're someone that really just wants to improve and upgrade every single area of your life, this is a kit to go for.
So today we're going to talk to you about the Natural Solutions Kit from doTERRA. This is an enrollment kit. So if you're just starting off with doTERRA and you know you want the best, this is no questions asked. This is the best kit that you can start off with.
I actually started with this kit, and if you're someone that really just wants to improve and upgrade every single area of your life, this is a kit to go for.
Yeah, I unfortunately didn't start with this kit, and if I known from the beginning and done all my research, I would have absolutely done this because of the value you get. How valuable would it be for you to know that every product in your home is totally non-toxic? Your cleaning products, your hair care products, your supplements, and then to have a full armamentarium of oils that really you could use for any situation that comes up. This is incredible value. So the Natural Solutions Kit, we're gonna go through this in two ways. We're gonna start and just kind of give you a really quick overview for those of you who are still trying to figure out, well, which enrollment kit do I start off with? And then if you've already decided that this is the kit that you want, or you've already got your kit, this is a fantastic video because we're gonna go through every single product and give you a couple bullet points about it. We're not gonna go into like 5 minutes on each product because then this would be 4 hours long, but we'll give you the kind of the quick, hey, here's what this does, here's what that does. So yeah, you're excited to get ready?
Yeah, let's get started.
Okay, so let's start off with saying, so you get 13 different oils, and these are the larger 15 ml bottles, with the exception of one. There's a roller here that we'll talk about a little bit later, but 13 different oils, so a huge variety and also quantity of the oils. Just to give you a comparison, just this bottle of frankincense, retail on this is about $90. So it gives you an idea of the value, and that bottle is worth every bit of $90. You also get started with the supplements, the Lifelong Vitality Pack, the Digest Zen products that help you with the digestion. You get a diffuser that will help you for a regular size room. And then you get their desanitizing whole line of really on-guard desanitizing products. Toothpaste, laundry detergent, hand sanitizer, body lotion, shampoo, conditioner. The whole thing, you get it all. So if you're the kind of person that thinks, you know what, I kind of like this and I want this, but I'm not sure if I need that one thing. The value of this kit, just because one, you're getting the wholesale discount. Two, you get the enrollment fee waived. That's $35 normally. But because this kit is larger, they've given you a discount way below wholesale. If you were to buy these individually, this would be well over $1,000 for the whole product and kit. So if there's a couple things you're like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna need that, you're probably gonna get that free just by choosing to go with this kit.
Yeah, and most importantly, the empowerment that you get from having this kit and really having every single tool available to you that you need right when you need it.
Yeah, that's the value. You start off with this and you've got everything that you're gonna need. So if you've got questions about which kit is great for you and you're still in that deciding phase, just drop us a message, let us know. That you can find us through links in the comments below. And now we're gonna kind of jump into the details. So this is the fun part. So let's start off with the LLV, since this is really always the foundation. There's 3 bottles in here. Check out the separate video that goes into detail on what all 3 of these are, but Alpha CRS is kind of the energizing staple essential oils that will keep you boosted. The E Omega is when your doctor says, oh, make sure you take some fish oil. If you buy fish oil at the grocery store, you are throwing money almost in a fire pit because it is not quality fish oil. It's not quality omega-3s. The omega is a high quality omega-3. So you get your essential oils. Essential oils are things that your body can't make, and you absolutely need to get them from some source. And then you also, there's a essential oil blend that's in there as well. And then there's a vitamin called Via Multiplex. So this is a multivitamin, but it's much more than a multivitamin. You have a whole plant food supplement that's in there. So things like, kale. If you don't love eating kale yet, I didn't at one point, and now I got to make sure that I'm getting my healthy, hearty greens. You get them in this capsule that really has no taste to it. So that's why we say this is so foundational, because it starts you off so that your body has the nutrients that it needs to perform at a high level.
Yeah, and it truly is a foundation for your health, and it's just building that strong base. So if you are struggling with any sort of discomfort or pain, in general, this is a great way to start, is with the Lifeline Vitality. And the fact that this kit includes it is so outstanding.
That is absolutely totally necessary. It's the reason I'm in DoTERRA more than any other single reason. So, and then on the supplement line, there's 2 products here called, they're by Digest Zen. So one is basically, if you've heard of a prebiotic and a probiotic. Probiotic is what most people have heard of. It is like the good bacteria to get back into your gut so you can get into balance. A probiotic is the seed, but a prebiotic is like the fertilizer. And this, basically DoTERRA has combined them both. So you don't even have to know what a prebiotic is, just know that this is going to help synergize with the probiotic, so it's actually going to get where it needs to be and actually take root and help your system get to the balance that it deserves. So.
Yeah, I love the double encapsulation of this product. It actually ensures that you get the probiotic into your digestive tract and the prebiotic before that, so it's really cool.
That's true. Otherwise, it's kind of hitting the stomach acid barrier, and then most probiotics you get out there are just going to die off, and they don't actually get to where they need to go. So the other bottle here is Terrazyme. This is something that we'll use if we are eating out and we ate something that maybe wasn't a great choice. It's basically digestive enzymes. So your body has everything that it needs to be able to make digestive enzymes normally, but a lot of times our systems don't have those building blocks to make the enzymes to break down the food efficiently. So if there's issues with digestion, this is something to go to. I don't take this every day, but I use it kind of as a spot treatment when I need it.
Yep.
So, yep, so you've got all 3 of those, and then let's throw this in there too. So this is On Guard soft gels. What it basically is we'll talk a little bit more about the On Guard oil. It's that oil in a soft gel form, so you can take it internally, just like almost like a pill, but it's like a soft gel. So this is used really to boost the immune system. Personally, I take this on my ER shift days. I don't take it every day is my choice, but I take it every single day, once in the morning, once at night, on a day that I have a 12-hour ER shift, because I know I'm just gonna have that extra protection.
Yeah, I actually love taking it during flu season. It's a great way to just boost the immune system, and yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say that these are in such demand lately with things that have been going on that they have mostly sold out. So this is one way you can still get that kit. In the kit, you'll get the soft gels. And then there's another way, once you're enrolled, that you can kind of make sure that you're going to still have access to that. Let's jump into some of the other On Guard products, since we're talking about On Guard. The sanitizing mists, you can talk about that.
It's a great thing to just keep in your purse or around wherever you are. It's so awesome to not have those synthetics as well. So just making sure that you keep this everywhere is going to be helpful.
Yep, and similar to that, you also get with this kit On Guard beadlets, which are kind of like tiny mini booster version of the soft gels. The soft gels are kind of a supplement you would take that are kind of going to cover you for a good 12 hours or so. The beadlets are, let's say someone sneezes in your face and you're out in the middle of somewhere and you're like, oh, my immune system might need a boost at this moment. You take these tiny little beadlets that you have. They're, I don't know, like
a third of the drop, actually.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's see, what else do we have here? So the laundry detergent, you can see we use this. This is super, super concentrated. This will last us. We use this with every single load of wash that we run. Probably lasts us a good 2-3 months.
Even more.
Yeah. So love the laundry detergent. The smell, once you get it, it is, well, let's talk about the smell of On Guard really, because it's made up of a few key essential oils. Clove.
Yeah, clove, cinnamon, wild orange. So it has really good antibacterial properties.
Yeah, and it's just a very kind of even, calming, but not like, for me, I don't think it's like too girly. It's just a very grounding smell to it. So, and then I gotta talk about these because I really enjoy these. So the mouthwash and the toothpaste. The toothpaste, I gotta say, so I'm not gonna go on a super long tangent, but this is a fluoride-free toothpaste. Normally, I would say go research it. The problem is if you just Google, like most people, and you check for fluoride, there is a lot of conflicting, I'll just say, reviews on whether fluoride is good or bad. Personally, I avoid fluoride as much as I possibly can. And this does not have fluoride in it. Not to mention, I've been using this for a couple of years now. When I brush my teeth and I use this, it's just a very refreshing feel. Okay, there was one story where I was at the hospital. I forgot to bring my toothpaste, and I'm doing a long 24-hour shift. And so I had to use I'll just say it was a Crest toothpaste. And when I used that for the first time after it had been a long time, my mouth just had this like burning pain to it. It was incredible. I was like, well, I've never had this before, because my body got used to the toxicity. Once that's gone, your body will step up and let you know, hey, this is toxic. So getting on this is one of the strongest things you can do. So
yeah, and these two combined just work so synergistically. And you can, like you said, you can actually feel the difference of once you start using natural products, what they do to your gum and your gum health. I noticed a huge improvement in my gums, and even my dentist has as well. So.
Yeah, that's another thing that I noticed. So I was at the dentist, and my dentist actually let me know, hey, your gums are receding, and if this keeps up, you might need to get a gum transplant. I'm like, what the heck is that? I won't gross you up by telling you exactly what that is. I was like, there's no other treatment? He's like, nope, there's no other treatment. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want that right now. 6 months after using this, I go back. Literally, he tells me, your gums are doing pretty good. They actually look like they're improving. He's like, I've never seen that before. I'm like, well, let me tell you what I'm doing. He's like, no, that's okay. Yeah, you can keep using that toothpaste, but I don't think that's the reason. I'm like, well, whether it is or not, all I know is I'm getting better, and now I have no issues anymore. So the power of non-toxic products, let me tell you. So what else do we have from On Guard? We have... So these two guys are dispensers for hand soap. The dispensers you get with a kit might look a little bit different than this, but you get 2 dispensers, so you can use them in 2 rooms. And then this will last you like forever. So it's, again, a very refreshing, clean, non-toxic hand wash that just gives you that kind of clean sensation on your hands, and you get that nice aroma of the On Guard.
Yeah, you can actually use this as a produce wash. So what I like to do is I add a couple pumps of this to my produce and a couple drops of lemon, and it just makes sure that it cleanses any pesticides or whatever is on your food.
I didn't even know that we were doing that, so I'm learning something every day. So sweet. So what else do we have? The last On Guard product. So this is a cleaner concentrate. So I'll let you talk about that, because I think we've got some that's mixed.
I love this concentrate. We've actually had this bottle for over a year, and the reason why it's so concentrated that you only need a tablespoon or 2 to fill this up. And I like to boost it with a couple essential oils, but this is so incredible, not only to clean all around your house, but it's also great to remove stains from clothes. So I actually use this. If there's any stains in my clothes, I let it sit for a while, and then it just removes it. And the best thing is non-toxic, so it doesn't disrupt your hormones, and it's actually really good for you.
Yeah, and it's effective. So like this counter here, if there's like a stain in this will get it out. And there's other products that I used to use before where it wasn't working, it wasn't getting it out. So if you're used to using, like I was using, Spick and Span and Lysol and all these things that are usually at the grocery store that I used to use all the time, once you switch over, you'll notice and starting to feel this difference of it's just cleaner. The best way I can describe it. So
yeah, and not only
you don't get this bottle, by the way. You gotta grab one of these.
Not only is it very effective, it's so affordable. I mean, a tablespoon, or a teaspoon actually, you only need a teaspoon for that bottle, so it's super affordable.
Cool. So what else do we have here? So you get shampoo and you get conditioner with it. I personally don't use it, but you use this.
Yeah, it leaves your hair so smooth, and once again, it's just very non-toxic, which I love.
Okay, and I'll let you talk about this too. Hand and body lotion, not my thing.
I love this thing. The reason why, it's actually unscented. So first of all, once again, no toxins, but you can actually boost it with any product that you want. So if you want a calming effect, you can add lavender to this at night, or if you're using this in the morning, you could add a little bit of peppermint or Melaleuca. So it's just a great way to apply oils as well.
Yeah, Melaleuca is tea tree for those of you who are learning what Melaleuca is. We say some of these things, and it's like when I'm a doctor and I'm saying a drug name, and I'm like, oh wait, I gotta just say something that's normal here. So, and then, well, before we move into this, let's do 2 things here. So this is CorrectX. The shape of this little tube might remind you of something like a bacitracin. And it's essentially used to help if you've got a cut or a little scar. It can help the healing process. So
Yeah, I mean, it has incredible oils like frankincense, lavender, helichrysum in here. So anything that has to do with skin, it's going to be very soothing and healing to that.
Yep, and it does have antibacterial properties to it.
Yes.
So, and actually I need some of this right now because I was just talking about how there's a little kink in my neck. So this is Deep Blue. It's based on the Deep Blue oil that we'll talk a little bit more about, but this is a rub and a little cream. So if you've got aches, pains in a particular muscle, if you're doing a lot of activities, exercise, sporting wise, this is a great thing to keep accessible because it is so soothing and healing and anti-inflammatory to the muscle tissues particularly. It's got a great smell too, by the way.
Yeah, it's so minty and fresh. I love using this right before my workouts. It helps soothe that muscle and also open up my airways. It's incredible for that.
Yeah, I know your low back pain you'll use it for.
And I'll apply some heat afterwards as well.
Exactly. So, yeah, neck and low back are probably the number 1 and 2 areas. And then if you pull like a calf muscle or something like that, that's probably the most often I'll see it used. So, we've got the Vapor Breath stick. So this is basically a stick. If you've heard of like a Vicks Vapor Rub, this is a little bit different, but it's clean and natural, and you can kind of rub it usually on your chest or your kid's chest if they've got some congestion, because then you're kind of breathing in that aroma and it's clearing out your sinuses if you've got congestion going on.
Yeah, this just allows for a quick application. If you don't have the oil around or if you don't want to dilute it, this is a great option instead.
Yep. All right, it's time to finally move into the oil world. So we'll start with basically the carrier oil. This is coconut oil. So I'll let you talk about why you would use something like this.
Yeah, so carrier oils just allows for safe application. So a lot of times when people are first starting to use oils, we highly recommend that you use a carrier oil so that you're diluting the oil, and it also extends the life of the oil.
Yeah, particularly if you're using it topically. So if you put the fully concentrated oil, for example, lemon, we'll talk about that. 50 lemons go into that bottle, this little bottle. I mean, I don't even know how much that would take up here. So when you are putting that onto your skin, if it's sometimes either too concentrated or you don't have the carrier oil, it will, because it's volatile, it evaporates quickly. And so if you've got a carrier oil, that'll mix in with the oil and it'll allow it to penetrate the layers of your skin, and it'll just help the absorption process of getting that oil into your body in a safe way. So
it's also great if you do get oil in an area where you don't want it, let's say like your eye or a very sensitive place, you can actually apply carrier oil and it'll extract that from that area.
Yep.
So it's super handy to have.
Yep. And last thing, for kids, a lot of oils for kids, you are probably recommended to use a carrier oil, and there's specific instructions on each of the oils, and we'll let you know after you make the purchase and you get everything. We'll kind of flag, okay, these are the 2 or 3 oils that you need to make sure you're using with a carrier oil if you're using them with kids or sometimes with pets. So
yes.
Cool. All right, so you get this also with all these oils, you get this nice doTERRA box to keep everything in so it stays organized and it's not all over the place. And you get probably my favorite diffuser, other than we've got one back here that's not part of the kit called a Volo. That one I like because it just has a bigger capacity. But this one is great because it's portable, it's got real wood. Well, I like that earthy kind of feel to it. And we don't have it hooked up, but there's a light in here, so this will change pretty much whatever color or no color if that's what you like. And it'll cover a room, I think, like 600 square feet or so, really well.
Yeah, and it'll last up to 10 hours. It's super awesome.
That's right. Yeah, 10 hours. So, all right, let's jump into the oils. Let's start with this roller bottle. So the rest of the oils are the oils themselves in 15 ml bottles. This is an example of a roller bottle, and you can see on the top here, it's got a steel ball. And so the oil, when you put it upside down, will get that steel ball, and then it kind of goes on to your skin through that. So it's a really great way to apply it. When you get a 10 ml vial that has a roller ball in it, doTERRA already has this diluted with the carrier oil for you, so it's ready to go and to put onto your skin. So this oil is called Past Tense.
Yeah, it's actually called Past Tense, which is a tension blend. So if you feel like you have any tension in your neck or your head, this is a great oil to apply, which is why it comes in a roller bottle. It's just for that easy application.
Yeah, so Past Tense is a great thing to just carry around with you whenever there's extra tension going on. So let's start over on this side. So wild orange. Orange, there's so many different kinds of oranges, and if you take the orange fruit and you actually cut into a fresh orange and you smell that orange, there's a certain realness. You're smelling and you have the essence of what the orange is. If you've smelled other doTERRA oils and you haven't smelled a non-doTERRA oil, you'll notice the difference. This is completely like you're smelling a fresh orange because there's nothing else. You have the oranges that are distilled down and they get into this exact oil, and that goes for all these oils. All these oils are completely pure. It's what's called CPTG, certified pure therapeutic grade. Therapeutic grade meaning there's so much consistency and there's so much testing to make sure that bottle to bottle it's the exact same chemistry, that that from one bottle to the next you're going to have really the same process, the same effects. Think about in nature, right? One season to the next, you're going to have completely, potentially different climate, different changes in the environment. Potentially the soil could be a little bit different. And so doTERRA goes to great lengths to make sure that there's consistency. So.
Yeah. And what's so beautiful about every single one of these oils is that they're actually grown in their indigenous land, which is why they smell so pure and they're just so incredible.
There was really the way that doTERRA got started in the beginning. The founders of doTERRA, and if you ever have a chance to listen to them or meet them like I have, they are just amazing people. They have a mission and they believe very deeply in what they're doing. Yes, they have a business, and with any business, you need to make a bottom line. But the whole reason they started doTERRA, they were working for a different company once upon a time, and that they were in a situation where they were going to cut corners on their frankincense, the most powerful oil that we'll talk about here towards the end. And they said, we can't cut corners because we're not doing a service to our customers. We're not doing this whole healing modality justice. And so that's why they started doTERRA in the first place, and they will never cut corners. When you meet someone and they look you in the eye and they tell you from their core of their being what their mission is, why it is, and why they'll never cut corners, when you hear it, you believe it completely. And I've fact-checked them in many ways to make sure that they're not cutting corners. And ultimately, it comes down to some faith and trust. So anyway, I go on little tangents, but wild orange is used as a citrus. Like most citrus, it's going to be very brightening. It's going to be very energizing.
Mm-hmm. And also very calming at the same time. So it's a great oil to diffuse if you are feeling a little over edge, but still need that boost of energy. This will definitely be that oil to go to for.
Most mornings I'm diffusing citrus oils like wild orange because it's going to help just get my energy started with that kind of sharpness for the day. Let's do lemon next because we're still not talking about citruses. So I mentioned how in this little bottle there's 50 lemons it takes to make this bottle. So about 4 or 5 years ago, I started putting lemon into my water. One of the biggest things you can do is drink enough water. I'm never going to stop plugging this because it's so critical. If you come to me and you say, I have this problem or I have that problem, or I want to get into essential oils, first thing I'm going to ask you is how much water are you drinking? Because if you're not hydrated, these tools are not going to be as effective. So drink enough water. It's half of your weight in pounds. So if you're 150 pounds, half of that is 75. If you're 200 pounds, half of that is 100. That's what you want to drink in ounces of water per day. Anyway, so I was taking lemons and cutting them up every morning, putting them into my water, because I would bring 60 ounces of water to work when I was doing an ER shift. And it gets a little tedious, but I did that because it would alkalinize my water and it would help alkalinize my system. Now I don't have to do all that work. I can take 1, maybe 2 drops into my water and I get the full effect of that. If it sounds confusing, yes, lemons are very acidic to the tongue, and we think of them, they're tart, they're acidic, but to the body, it's actually alkalinizing. And I could get into the science on that on another video. I'm sure you'll be very interested, but it would take me a little bit too long for this video. So another very versatile oil, simple oil, and sometimes it's the most simple things that are the most effective.
It's so simple yet so versatile, and the high levels of limonene in this oil are actually what produce the cleansing properties. And it's not only cleansing to your body, but also your home. And it's, like you said, very, very uplifting. This is a citrus oil.
Yeah. Let's move into, Melaleuca, as we kind of already let you know, tea tree is Melaleuca. Tea tree is a really versatile oil to use for quite a lot of things. So you, I think, introduced me to this oil one of the first 3 oils I was introduced to.
Yeah, so anything to do with skin, this is going to be a great oil for that because it's an antibacterial and it disinfects that area. So if you have a cut or a wound, even a spot treatment for blemishes, it's great for that.
Yep, it's also antifungal, I know. So, it's got a very kind of, if you diffuse it, it's kind of got a sharp, energizing feel to it. So,
beautiful oil.
All right, here's one that you've been using this morning. Breathe. This is a blend. So some of these oils are straight distilled from the plant directly. Some are combinations and blends. So this is the first blend that we're going to talk about called Breathe.
Yeah, so Breathe is a respiratory blend, which is going to be very supportive to the upper respiratory tract. So if you have any congestion, any sinus pressure, seasonal discomfort, this is going to be a great oil to diffuse as well as apply on the chest area.
Yep. So right now we're in the Midwest, so outside Chicago, and that means the winters, you've got doors and windows shut for a long time, and indoor air quality totally takes a nosedive during those times. So we're constantly in those winter months when doors and windows are closed, we're breathing in a bunch of garbage. I'll just leave it at that. And so that's what leads to our congestion. That's what leads to respiratory illnesses being worse during the colder months. And so during the winter, I will usually diffuse this in the bedroom at night because it just keeps me breathing through the morning. I wake up in the next morning and I don't have that gunk cleaning process I otherwise have to go through.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So next one we have here, On Guard. So we've talked a little bit about the On Guard products in general, the toothpaste, the cleaner, the detergents, the soft gels. So this is what all of those products come from. This is the blend oil called On Guard. So I actually choose to use this and diffuse it in my ER every shift that I work. Almost every shift, unless I forgot my diffuser and I didn't bring it, then sometimes I just have to use it topically, but because of its immune supportive, immune boosting properties.
This is an oil that you really do want to incorporate into your daily practice. Even just diffusing once a day, it's really good at boosting that immunity, as well as you have little ones that come home from school. This is a great oil to diffuse right before they come home from school because you never know what they're bringing home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's. I've probably gone through more On Guard oil than any other oil because I'm just using it all the time. Peppermint, so another simple yet powerful oil. This, as soon as I smell it, I go right back to 5-6 years old. Those candy canes on the Christmas tree. This doesn't have the toxicity of a candy cane, so this is just the pure peppermint. This is extremely energizing. The most common use for peppermint is to take a couple drops, 1, maybe 2, and just rub them into your temples. It will help with tension that people tend to get in the head area. So people who tend to be prone to headaches, they have their own process of how they deal with that. This is a nice tool to just help soothe and support getting through that.
Yeah, it's a stimulant, but it's also very cooling. I actually get car sick. And I love carrying this with me at all times because whenever I feel like I'm just feeling a little queasy, I just take the bottle, open it up, smell it, and within minutes I feel so much better. And if you ever feel like your core body temperature is a little elevated, this is really, really good to cool it down, especially for the little ones. Just apply it on the soles of their feet and it'll help cool down their body temperature.
Yeah, and I'll throw in the part of the reason it is helpful for stomach issues is it is a promotillic. What that means is it helps support the movement of smooth muscle, specifically in the stomach area. So a lot of times when food hits the stomach and it's not moving forward, that leads to a whole lot of symptoms. And so by helping support that normal movement, you really relieve a lot of the problems that people end up feeling as symptoms. So again, it's one of the things that kind of can get to the core of what our body's telling us in certain situations. So, all right, let's move on to lavender. Lavender is the first oil I was ever introduced to from doTERRA. Someone gifted me a 5 ml bottle of lavender, and back when I didn't know better, didn't know anything, I just said, okay, well, thank you, appreciate that. And I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna use this for. And then the person told me, and it went home and it went on my nightstand, sat on my nightstand for a whole month. This is how ego works, is kind of not willing to try something new. But eventually I came home from an ER shift one day. I was so exhausted and I just wanted to sleep. But you ever have that experience when you're kind of laying there and your body's like we're going to be tense right now. And you're like, no, calm down. And the nervous system and the body won't calm down. It's like a restlessness. Well, I had that going on, and I'm turning, and an hour goes by, and then 2 hours goes by. And then I turn and I look at the nightstand, and there's the bottle of lavender. I'm like, oh, all right, maybe I'll try this, see what happens. I'll show them, maybe it won't work. And then I put a couple drops, I put them on the soles of my feet. I remembered the instructions I was given, and I knocked out. I woke up the next morning, I'm going, let's go. You gotta be kidding me. I was just kind of smirking because I'm like, okay, was that really the oil? And then over time I realized, yeah, that was the oil. This is a very calming, soothing oil that can help relax the body. It's why people will use it to help support sleep all the time.
Yeah, when I think of lavender, I think of a very nurturing, calming oil to have around for anyone. It's great for children, for the elderly, even pets. So I love this, not only to calm the nervous system, but it's also very soothing to the skin. So just last week, I actually burned myself with a curling iron, and I put a couple of drops on that area, and it just really relieved the burn. And for kids, it's so soothing and nurturing. So adding a drop in a roller bottle and diluting it with coconut oil is going to be very, very calming to them.
Yeah, as far as the burns, that's something also I'm still amazed by. So I see people with burns all the time in the ER, and I've had times where people will come in several days later, so I get an idea of, okay, how long is it going to take this burn to heal normally with regular treatments? I've had some burns with this. I've picked up a can handle when it's been way too hot or coming out of the oven, and I didn't realize it was just taken out of the oven, and totally burned, my fingertips and my palm. And a burn that I would have expected to take 1 to 2 weeks to heal, 2 to 3 days, and you're literally noticing it's almost healed. And I'm just blown away by how this works. I don't fully understand it. All I know is it works. These things are powerful. I'll leave you with that.
Yeah,
so
powerful.
What else can we move to? All right, digest is in here. So we were talking about how peppermint can be supportive to the GI system, the gastrointestinal system. Digestin is a little bit different.
Yeah, so this is our digestive blend, which if you're struggling with any discomfort in your digestive tract, this is the go-to oil. Really anything, indigestion,
Yeah, if like with peppermint, it can help as a promotility for your stomach. This is more general GI supportive. It supports the health of your whole intestinal tract, so it's not quite as targeted, and it helps not only move things through, it helps relax maybe irritated areas so that they can actually do their natural job a little bit better.
And you can take a drop internally or just dilute it and rub it on your stomach. Another thing to take into mind is if you have a bottle and it says supplement on the back, that's actually safe to take internally. And if it just says ingredients, you really don't want to take that internally, but most oils you can actually take internally. And we're only speaking about doTERRA oils.
Yeah, so this is something very important. If you're watching this video just to learn about oils in general, we cannot recommend taking internally any oils outside of doTERRA oils. And the reason is, 80% of the oils out there that when they analyze them under their scientific analysis, they realize that they are either adulterated, they have toxins in them, they've been watered down. I was blown 80% of oils out there. So again, find a company that you really trust. We trust doTERRA. That's why I've chosen to dedicate so much time, energy into sharing these products, because I've done the research, and I am fully confident that all of these products are tested and they're of high quality. So when we say take them internally, or you can take them internally, we're only talking about doTERRA products.
Yes, we can only vouch for these oils.
Exactly. So, all right, let's move through. You guys are in the home stretch. You've stayed with us this far. Oh, and I'm glad you made it this far, because Balance is one of my top 2 absolute favorite oils. My number 1, I will show you in just a few minutes. So Balance is the grounding blend. Quick story. So back when I was training to be an ER doc, I'll never forget this. This is a decade and a half ago almost. There's something we do sometimes where someone's really sick and they can't breathe, and we got to put a breathing passage in to help them breathe, before you go onto a ventilator. And I remember going through that, and I was still a trainee at that point, and I went through that and did the procedure, and my director comes up and he goes, "You are so calm. How are you so calm?" And I'm just like, well, if you're freaking out, you're probably not going to be as resourceful. And he's just like scratching his head. He's like, I've never seen somebody so calm. So if people want a piece of that, this is how you get it. Is this has a blend, every time I smell it, where it's not just a smell for a sensation. It's actually getting into your nervous system and hitting some of the control buttons in our body and our nervous system to just get us calm and grounded. If there's thoughts going all over the place, if you're juggling a million things, this is such a powerful blend to just get you back to your center, to get yourself back to that rooted feeling. So
yeah, this is a great oil to diffuse if you have little ones that are a little too energized. The great thing about diffusing is that everyone that's in that room actually gets a benefit of it, and it's so discreet, they don't even have to know.
Yeah, well, you're smirking because you're thinking of the story that I told you. So, all right, I'll tell you this story too. I'll spend a little more time on balance because it's, again, my favorite oil. So we had this meeting planned of administrators, and we had I'll leave it at that. And I knew there was going to be some tension and some emotions were going to be elevated during this meeting, and not like in a great way necessarily. So I decided to diffuse this oil in the background before people even showed up to the meeting. And let me just say, this meeting went way better than I had planned. So it's a great thing that you can use in challenging situations. So, all right, let's move forward here. So, Aroma Touch. I'll let you talk about Aroma Touch.
So Aroma Touch is our massage blend, and I love to call it the spa experience because really that's what it feels like. If you ever just feel like you need to relax and don't have time to go get a massage, just applying a drop or two on your neck will really help you just feel better and just relax you in general.
Yeah, and we do classes on how to use this and how to use Aroma Touch. It's very, very simple and straightforward. So check out on our site for other videos about how that works. We actually do these classes in small groups. So if you get a group together and you want to have a class on this, let us know. We'll happy to lead that group for you.
Absolutely.
So, sweet. So final two here. So Serenity. We talked a little bit about lavender already. You'll notice the bottle also has this purple label for its calming, soothing properties. Serenity is their blend that is used to help support sleep. So lavender can be used by itself, or you can go to the Serenity blend. It has a couple extra properties that will just allow the body and the nervous system to calm and support that full night sleep.
Yeah, and this specifically is one of our oils that we go to if people do have some difficulty sleeping. Like you said, there's so many different oils that you can use, but one thing to keep in mind is if one oil doesn't work for you, it's kind of just like going to the doctor, right? And if the doctor tells you, okay, this medication doesn't work, he doesn't just say, well, too bad for you, that's it. He actually tells you, well, let's try something else. And it's the same thing with oil. So if one oil doesn't work, you can always try another oil because our chemistry is different.
Yeah, totally. It's every time I write a prescription, let's say someone has a urine infection and I have to try not to, but if I have to prescribe an antibiotic, I'll say, listen, if you're not feeling improvement in 2 or 3 days, call us back, let us know, talk to your primary doctor, because people can't always reach me because I'm only in the ER for certain times. Because again, everybody's body is different, their chemistry is different, our DNA is a little different, the switches on our DNA, something called epigenetics, they're all different. So sometimes it may take a second or even a third try. Most of the time, what we're talking about is going to work for most people, but not every single person. So if someone comes to me with sleep, probably one of the more common complaints, sleep can be very complex. And so after I learn a little bit more, I can make a better suggestion of this or that or the other particular suggestion. So you have lavender in this kit, you have Serenity in this kit, 2 phenomenal options to really help support quality, lasting, restorative sleep.
Yeah, you can actually blend all of these oils together. So personally, I love to blend Serenity, Breathe, and Balance, and that actually is what helps me get a way better sleep.
I didn't know you were doing that combo. I like that for a lot of reasons. So, all right, last and certainly not least, I would say last but most, if that's even a phrase, it is now. This is the king of oils. This is frankincense. If there was one oil that I had to decide to carry around with me, if I couldn't have any other oil, this would be the one for sure. And before we talk about this oil, I think we mentioned at the beginning, this bottle, retail is $90 for this bottle. There is another company that's, I think it's $126, something like that. And it's because of how this oil is harvested and the lengths that they go to make sure that it's pure and that they're not damaging the trees, that they're harvesting this oil in a sustainable way. This is actually made from the resin of the particular tree that it's taken from, and it can only be taken for, I think, a few weeks every year. And if you take too much off of it, you damage the tree, and then you don't have a tree long term. So in order to sustain the quality of this oil and the sustainability of those trees, it's taken in a very particular way, again, from a very particular part of the world. So check out our specific video on frankincense, because we go into a lot more detail, but I'll let you talk about some of the key benefits.
Yeah, there's actually a saying in the oil community that says, if when in doubt, use frankincense. So if you don't know what to use, you could always just pick up frankincense and add it to your skin. If you have a headache, you could take a drop on your thumb and rub it on the roof of your mouth. Also apply it on the temples. The reason why is this oil is so good at supporting cellular function. And it also boosts any oil. So if you want to enhance the property of another oil, adding frankincense to that will absolutely do that.
Yeah, and when she says supports cellular function, so the building block of our body is the cell. And this oil has antioxidant properties, anti-proliferative properties, cell protective properties. Again, we'll go into a ton more detail. I'm excited to talk about that in super detail in that other video. But when the cell itself is stable, it's healthy, the electrical gradients across the membrane are in the right order, all the chemistry, all the machine parts of that cell are just working at a better level. I'm going to bite my tongue because I don't want to give you too much, but just know this is incredibly powerful oil.
Beautiful oil.
Yes. So you've made it. You've made it to the full detailed presentation of everything that's in this kit. So again, this is a super quick overview. There's so much more knowledge that you can gain and master over time. This is just an intro to that. So hopefully you've already decided that this is the kit that you want, because you just want to be the most versatile setup to have the clean, healthy lifestyle and have all the tools with all these oils to get going. And you don't only get this video when you sign up. Again, links are below as far as how you get in touch with us, how you would purchase this kit if you haven't already done that. And when you do that, we will set up a one-on-one, what's called a wellness consult with you. So we actually will go through your particular situation, your particular goals with your own health, with your own wellness, with your own natural solutions. And then we can kind of hone in, okay, what are the few things to really practice this next week and to use this next week? And then we're also available after that to support you as you're continuing the learning process. Because if we're not learning, we're not growing. If we're not growing, we're dying. So I'm so proud that you stayed with us this whole time to learn about what essential oils, essential products, natural lifestyle, clean products can do for you and your home and your families and friends. Anything else you want to say?
No, I think this is just the kit to go to if you truly want to improve every area of life.
Yeah, totally. Yes. Enjoy and let us know what you think. If you have questions, comments, please let us know. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Thank you. Bye.